What if I told you that doing these 8 things could not only help your tax season run smoother, but also help ensure you're following the tax rules and really establishing good business practices overall for your art business? So if you are running an art business, you are creating artwork and you're selling your artwork, you absolutely cannot overlook your taxes and documenting your finances. So in today's video, I'm going to share 8 main areas you need to be aware of in order to help you through tax season and also manage your art business effectively. Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm a full-time artist with a business degree and over 10 years of experience in business, finance, and accounting. And just a little disclaimer before we jump into today's video, you should always refer to your tax professional or accountant when referring to your specific business and financial needs. This video is for general information. Also, much of this video refers to the process in the States, so if you're watching this video elsewhere in the world, some of this may and may not apply to you specifically. So the first tax tip in order to stay tax compliant and also set up best practices for your art business is to register your business with the proper local and state agencies, along with filing for an EIN or an employer identification number with the IRS. First thing you'll want to do in order to stay tax compliant and set up best practices for your business overall is to register your business with the proper state and local agencies and also file for an EIN or employer identification number with the IRS. I go through those steps in more detail in this video, how to set up and launch your art business. But basically, you need to set up your art business as its own entity. So you'll create a business name, and then you'll register that business name with the proper local and federal agencies. My next tax tip for artists is to keep your personal and business finances separate. So once you have your business registered with the state and federal agencies, what you'll do is you want to open a business bank account. Now this bank account is separate from your personal bank account. You'll also only want to make sure that you're making business purchases with your business credit card or that business banking account. Wherever you have sales coming in, whether that's through your website, through an Etsy site, you need to set those up so that income gets deposited directly into your business account. Again, not into your personal bank account. You'll also want to ensure that checks that you receive from clients or even interior designers, sometimes they'll have you fill out a W-9 form, but you'll want to make sure that those are filled out to your business name and also deposited again into your business account. Doing this will help make sure that you are in compliance and also make tax time just run so much smoother. So for me, my Squarespace website ties into Stripe, and Stripe deposits all of my income into my business checking account. And the same goes with clients and interior designers that I work with. They fill out the checks to my business name, and from there they get deposited into my business checking account. My next tax tip for artists is to keep detailed records. You really need to maintain accurate records of all income and expenses that happen in your business. Make sure you're documenting all the income that your business earns, so sales of artwork, commissions, licensing, and this also includes your expenses, so anything like sales receipts and invoices you receive and so on. I personally use QuickBooks to document my finances, and I've been using them since 2017. But if you're not quite ready for a subscription service or not really know where to begin, I created a resource for you called Finance for Artists. It includes a simple, straightforward bookkeeping template that you can plug and play for your very own art business, along with 2 short videos that help you through the process step by step. It's like a bookkeeping resource for the non-bookkeeper. You can also use it year after year, so it could be a valuable resource for you long term. Check it out in the description below. My next tax tip for artists is to understand tax deduction. Some of these expenses include art supplies, studio rent, marketing materials, professional development, even your travel to artistic things that you're working on for your business. I'll be covering more on those in a future video that'll be common deductions that every artist should know about. My next tax tip for artists is to track your car mileage. Tracking your car mileage is essential in order to use that as a deduction. So by keeping a record of your mileage, you're able to deduct these business travel expenses from your taxable income, which could lower your tax amount. My next tax tip for artists is to use a tax professional when you are filing your taxes. So you'll want to consult with a tax professional, preferably one that's familiar with working with artists, in order to be sure you are taking advantage of all available deductions and credits. They stay updated on the latest tax codes and can help you maximize your deductions and ensure you're complying with the law. Their expertise can really help you save time and money and ensure that you aren't having any oversight when it comes to filing your taxes. I can also recommend if you should pay quarterly or annual taxes as well. My next tax tip for artists is to keep documentation of all expenses. And there are 3 main reasons why I recommend this. So you'll want to hold on to documentation that can back up your tax filings with regards to the expenses, so sales receipts, invoices, bank statements, all of that is just in case you were to be audited, you have the documentation to back up your numbers and your filing. The next important reason is for financial budgeting and finance tracking. Keeping documentation of your expenses will help you see any spending patterns you have and really have a clear understanding of your financial situation. It'll really help you track your finances, so your income, your expenses. It'll help you when it comes to budgeting and also help you continue to do this long term and know how you can sustain your art business for the long haul. The third main reason why it's important to keep detailed records of your finances is for grant applications and grant audit. So if you're applying for grants for artists, a lot of times those grantors will request financials from the artist that is submitting that. Having well-organized, documented finances can help you in the process of receiving that grant. Additionally, if you do receive that grant, the grantors are going to want documentation that will back up the expenses and how you used the money that they provided. My next tax tip for artists is to be sure you file your taxes on time. Definitely be aware of your tax deadlines so you can get things filed so you're not receiving interest charges or any kind of penalties with regards to you being past the deadline date. And if you want to learn more about which items you are already paying for in your business that could be used as tax deductions to help lower your taxable income and possibly lower your tax amount, then you'll want to watch my next video where I cover common deductions that every artist should know. Chat soon.